Great day. Great rainy day. To black women only. This is your friendly neighborhood black comic feminist, Star Dancer Supreme. Tripping over my words already? Yeah, it's time I get this done real quick so I can go eat. Again, I am your friendly neighborhood black comic feminist, Star Dancer Supreme. So yeah, I decided to come to you today to let you know what a good day I'm having today. Got most of my business done. And also, I got comics. And it's a rainy day. Perfect day to sit here, look out your window, and read comics. So yeah, this little haul I got, this was a free comic book day order from Lone Star, mycomicshop.com. So yeah, I was able to pick up some things, and I also got the free comic books that I kind of missed out on. One that I did not pick up at the free comic book day at Multiverse Comics. They're my favorite spot now. My new LCS in Germantown. So yeah. And of course, what Lone Star does on Free Comic Book Day, if you decide not to buy the whole set, which I did not this year, you can get a free comic book day comic with every $5 you spend on Free Comic Book Day. So I had a little coin to spend there because there were some things that Multiverse didn't have that I really, really wanted to get my hands on. So yeah, this is what I got from Lone Star. So let me rearrange these a little bit better. Okay, so I spent about $20 20 some odd dollars, not including shipping, because shipping is a beast these days. So I got 3. Actually, yeah, I got 3 free comic books. So yeah, again, shipping was a beast, and they don't include the shipping costs with these. So I got 3 free comic books. Actually, yeah, yes I did. So 1, 2, 3. So here's what I got. All right, Marvel first, because I'm a Marvel girl. Okay, New Mutants 25. I've been on a huge nostalgia kick, and that's going to be a separate video to show you just how nostalgic I've been. But these are comics that I had collected when I was younger, and I love the New Mutants. And to get anything in the top 30, 40, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. Unless you're patient. And believe me, I waited. Because I have a whole box full of nothing but New Mutants comics. So this includes the majority of the ones I got from the first series, and then the series following it. So they have their own comic book bin from BCW. So yeah, I'll probably re-show you all the ones I've gotten thus far, because I've been accumulating more and more as I've been trying to take my comic book corner from all of these large, long boxes to some nice short boxes that can handle moving, should I decide to blow this pop stand. So this is issue 25. Okay, where I believe Rain and Roberto got into a little thing with, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was a Shadow King when he had possessed Karma. So yeah, So this is a Prince of Power. This is a little thing. Oh, and Cloak and Dagger was also involved in this. So I'm well on my way, because I think I got about 15 more comics before my first series of the New Mutants is completed. So that's that one, of course. Yeah. Storm number 4. This is, of course, variant C. This is my phone screen, my phone lock screen. So yeah, I had to get the comic book, you know. And then I might just get another one and then display it up there with Admiral Burnham. But yeah, this is so cool. But this is actually my phone lock screen without that in it, because I think it was some sort of copyright thing that I got online. So yeah, Storm's my girl. So yeah, I already have cover A and B, but get cover C. And I'm waiting to see if I can get my hands on cover D. David Nakayama, DNA's cover of her with a cowboy hat on. So I was like, I'm going to have to get that one. I'm going to have to get it. So that was the 2 Marvel comics. And then, boom, my favorite independent comic company, because they got all of my favorite comics that are not Marvel or DC. So this one is, of course, Something is Killing the Children, number 41. This is, of course, continuing the flashback in Erica Slaughter's training up to be a Black Mask. This is before she got her teeth. And then this details the story of what actually happened to Jessica Slaughter. I can't wait. And the reason I got this one here is version J. Okay, this is 41J. Because, you know, they have hundreds of covers. Okay, and I believe this is Werther Deladera's cover. I think. I'll find out, because I just got these today, so I guess I'll open it up. Because, of course, every time I get new comics, I always rebag and reboard them, because I never use the bags and boards that they originally come in. You see that Lone Star likes to put stickers on theirs, and they don't come off easy at all. They don't come off easy at all. Okay, this is the unlockable variant. Okay, the unlockable variant, Something's Killing Children, 41. Okay, and I believe that Werther Deladera is the cover artist for this one. Yes, Werther Deladera. So that is the artist. The artist for Something is Killing the Children, House of Slaughter, Book of Slaughter, and everything. And I'm gonna get to that. I can't wait. I'm so excited to show y'all. So Something is Killing the Children. This whole Slaughterverse is my jam. So this is the J cover. Because, of course, good luck. If you didn't pre-order the A covers, good luck trying to get them for undercover. Okay? I got that for undercover price. So, yeah. I've got to stay in my budget. Got to stay in my budget, because this is a $4.99 cover price. But I didn't pay $4.99. I did not. Nope, I sure didn't. So, all right. And the second and last thing that I picked up from Boom Studios. New Maxine Slaughter. The Book of Cutter. I love this series because I am a huge fan of world building, especially inside the comics that I like to read. So this here, of course, is Maxine Slaughter on her journey from being a white mask to becoming the House of Slaughter's Black Mask. because all of the black masks are gone now. So yeah. And okay, I'll get back to the particulars in a minute here, because this is my rainy day read. And the free comic books that I got that I could not get at Multiverse, okay? This one is Isaac. Okay, this looked pretty interesting. But like I said, as soon as the owner put them on the shelf, snatch. There was like a whole crowd when I got there to get them. And then when I went to pick up my first pull, she recognized me. She was like, "Oh, you was here on Saturday." Yes, I was. And we're going to have a good time together today. So I got my first pull from them, and and picked up more. I picked up more of those $2 comics, but I'd already done mixed them up and put them away. So I didn't think to show y'all that. So, what actually? Well, no, I still have the receipt, but still. That'll have to be something I have to remember to do when I go pick up my pulls from Multiverse Comics. All right, so that's Isaac. Okay, now I didn't even see this one there at all, because that would have been the first one I picked up. Power Rangers Prime. I'm a Power Rangers girl. Yeah, yep. So I got this from Lone Star. And since I was kind enough to send this comic along with the other ones for my great nieces and nephew, okay, I got myself another Kangaroo, because I read it and I was like, oh, this is cool. And I was not going to send it with the other comics to the children, but I decided, don't be like that. Don't be that kind of auntie. Share everything with the children, and you're able to get another copy. So I got this is my copy of Kangaroo with Diana's kangaroo jumper and her friends. So yeah, that's my little haul from Lone Star. So this, of course, is the reason why I decided to do this video on this rainy day reads. So my current favorite, okay, is the Slaughterverse from Boom Comics, Boom Studios. All right, so now with the acquisition of the Book of Cutter, I now have all 3 books from Maxine Slaughter's journey, from white mask to black. So this one here, because there's 3 books, because there are 3 one-shots, wasn't a series. The House of Slaughter only went to 30 issues. So I just picked up the last of the issues for the House of Slaughter. So now all of everything that was going on in the House of Slaughter and in the books, in Maxine's journey, in the books, okay, now everything's going back to sick tick proper. Something is killing the children. So yeah. So all of that stuff is pretty much background for what's going on with Erica Slaughter in the main title. So yeah, this one is, of course, our introduction to Maxine Slaughter. This is Book of Slaughter. Now this one is not cover A, okay, because I got this one cheaper price. Patience and stalking, my 2 main online sources, gets me a better price for a decent comic. Because this one here, this is the Werther Deladera cover. This is B, because I'm a B girl. So this is cover B, because of course I could not get my hands on cover A. Now I might be able to get my hands on cover A, because I'll show you the reason why. But this one here, okay, this is a $9.99 book. I did not pay $9.99 for it. So yeah. This is the beginning of Maxine Slaughter's journey, okay? And you know what? I love it because, of course, all of the Boom books are diverse, okay? And in this whole big to-do about getting rid of DEI, trying to erase black people out of history, out of entertainment, out of everything. I appreciate Boom Studios for still going forward with their characters, okay? Because of course, Erica Slaughter, she has her own book. So let's let the other members of the House of Slaughter shine, okay? We had Aaron Slaughter. Then we had the House of Butcher. What is his name? Ooh, that's terrible, that's terrible. But the last member of the House of Butcher. Because his story was in the House of Slaughter. And, and then Maxine Slaughter. Okay, and then there's other people who are like around and things. So this is where, of course, Cecilia from the House of Slaughter, she is the leader of the White Masks. Okay, so Jessica's gone, Aaron's gone, Erica is away from the house, exiled from the House of Slaughter. So there are no black masks in the House of Slaughter. So she looks at her group, and white masks are usually assassins who runs in packs, okay? Monster killers who run in packs. There's a whole big group of them. So Cecilia Slaughter looks at her group and she says, I wonder if I can position one of my white masks into becoming House of Slaughter's black masks, since they have none. All of them are gone. So that's where Maxine comes into the picture. Okay, and Maxine was part of the white mask group that was there when Aaron died. So she has Aaron's mask. So this is what started her journey to becoming a black mask. So yeah, so most of these are, anthology type books, because it also gives you stories about how the Order of St. George came to be. And that is the group behind the scenes that's supposed to protect people from killing the very real monsters in their midst. It's very, very supernaturally. Very, very hack slash. So yeah, normally it's not my tea, but since I'm a black comic feminist, and of course, and the original person in her book is woman. Well, she started as a girl, but she's now a woman. Okay, and of course, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and all those other types of things. I love that stuff. So yeah, I was totally in. So yeah, when they did this Book of Slaughter in between Something is Killing the Children and the House of Slaughter, I was like, okay, I'm totally in. I'm totally in. Because that's how Maxine was introduced. So that was, of course, the Book of Slaughter, the introduction. Okay, then Maxine, of course, sent by Cecilia to learn the ways of black maskdom, sends her to the House of Butcher. Okay, and the House of Butcher was different in that it had 2 dragons instead of just one. Because the House of Slaughter's dragon, he's old, he's sick, he's dying. So now Cecilia is trying to leverage her way into becoming the dragon of House of Slaughter. So she sends Maxine to learn the ways of being a black mask, since she was obviously a white mask. So yeah, she ends up at the House of Butcher in the swamps in New Orleans. So she also learns, okay, what happened to the House of Butcher. Jace Butcher, there we go. I knew his name would come back to me. And then he's not in this book, mind you, but his story is in House of Slaughter. And it also details how the House of Slaughter had a hand in killing the former dragons, the former dragon of the House of Butcher, and how these two became 2 dragons of a house. Now, I guess I can tell you, because basically you'll have to read all of this to know this. But now, okay, because of the events in the House of Slaughter, there is now only 1 dragon in the House of Butcher. that good sis right there. So yes, this is like mostly like anthology. Okay, ooh, don't mind that glare. But now there's only one dragon in the House of Butcher. So you'll have to read the House of Slaughter to find out what happened to old boy. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And then, of course, the third and final chapter here for Maxine's story before she heads back to the House of Slaughter, the Book of Cutter. Now, House Cutter had that crazy heifer who was stalking Erica in Something is Killing the Children. And then, of course, she ends up dying. And Cecilia was there. So now, after Maxine did her sojourn in the House of Butcher, she is sent now to the House of Cutter, the deadliest house in the Order of St. George, before the House of Slaughter. And of course, this also gives us the story. And this is much more comprehensive than the other ones, because in this book, you will find out how the houses came to be. And then it mentions other houses that are no longer in existence. So yes. So this here is where Maxine rounds out her education before she heads back into the House of Slaughter. And I love this. I love this. And you know what I especially love too is, of course, the covers. Okay? These are cover A's. All right? This is a Dan Mora cover. Okay? This is not the artist in the book, mind you. Because I'm pretty sure they would have had to pay Dan Mora a lot for him to do that. And plus, Werther Dell'Edera is the artist for all of the Slaughterverse books. So, yeah. So, Maxine looks really, really pretty on these covers. Okay? And I kind of wish that Dan Mora would do the art inside there, but I know. He probably got a good premium for these covers. And then I'm going to try to get cover A for the first book of Slaughter. But I know that they paid him a premium for these covers. Because like I said, Maxine, come on back. There we go. Maxine looks real good on these covers, honey. I don't believe this. Okay, there we go. Come on. Maxine looks really good on these covers. So, yeah, I'm thinking about getting prints, display. When I get my comic book room, and then I'll be able to have all of my books and all of my comics in one space instead of, jamming them all here into my bedroom. So, yeah. Those are awesome covers, okay? And like I said, if you want to do another one shot and let Dan Mora do the interior art, give him whatever he asks for. Give him all the coins, honey. Because these covers are flies, so I can just imagine, how the interior art of a story would look, okay? When you have Maxine looking this good on the cover, So, yeah, give Dan Mora his flowers, because he's becoming one of my favorite cover artists. Because I don't think he does anything other than covers. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look him up. But yeah, but see, this is basically the art of inside these, because this is the artist for these Slaughterhouse books. Okay, so let me see if I can find a good thing here. Okay, so, all right, there. Okay, because this is what Maxine looks like in the comic. Okay, so, these are, kind of the artwork that's done in there. And you see that she has Aaron's mask in her hand. So, yeah, that's pretty much the representation of the artwork, which I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Because there are some times where the artwork isn't pretty, but this artwork is really good. This artwork's really good. And then you see there's a blue mask. So yeah, if you want to learn, about all the masks in the Slaughterverse, they have red masks. So they have silver masks, blue masks, red, black, white. So yeah, if you ever really want to know about the goings and the details in the world building behind the Slaughterverse, get these. Book of Slaughter, Book of Butcher, Book of Cutter. Because it's not just Maxine's story, it's pretty much the story of the Order of St. George. So that is, of course, my rainy day reads. Okay, I've read the other two before, but I just got the Book of Cutter, so I'm going to reread them again. And I'm going to enjoy on this rainy, rainy day. So buy the comics, read the comics, read them. They're good. They're good. Don't spend your rent money on comics. Okay, stay in your comics budget, because it's rough out here. It's hard out here for a comic head, let me tell you. Because all the stuff I want to buy, but I can't, because I got to accumulate the money. So yeah, and make sure that I still have a roof over my head by the end of the day with my comics. So great day to Black women only. And enjoy the rain.